Baseball. I am Will Power here with Javi the Commish. Today we're going over two-start pitchers, weekend streamers, buy lows, sell highs, and today's edition of Is He Legit or Nah? All coming up on Real Talk Fantasy Baseball. All right. Dude, I don't know if it's just me or if you think about this too, but that the music to start our show, that shit gets me amped, man. I
Yeah,
love
it
it.
does.
That's the kind of stuff that I imagine if myself is if I was like a professional wrestler or something, like that's the music that I would come out with, like some Ultimate Warrior
You're over
type of
here
shit.
fucking Bob,
Ring, grabbing the
fucking
ropes,
bobbing my head and shit, right?
yeah. I love it. Can't get enough of it.
Yeah, hell yeah,
All
bro.
right. So today
What's up,
we
man?
are starting with two-start pitchers. So that's pretty much our biggest like mainstay on our Friday show. Let's see, we got a comment already. Oh, dope. 2 comments already. Jamal, what's up, man? Ozballs, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? Yeah, it looks like Ozballs likes the music too.
Yo, I'm tagged
So
out right now, dog. FYI, all right? I got my Dodger hat. I got my Laker gear on because we're gonna close out. Let's get it done, baby.
yeah, I don't honestly have no idea what you're talking about because I'll be happy if the Lakers win, but
Dude,
I had no idea they were even in the
dude,
playoff. So
dude, get with the program, bro.
sorry, man. I'm a baseball guy. I'm a baseball guy. So Jamal says, "Yes, sir. Can't wait. Hopefully, I can catch you guys live. Dope. I'm glad you're here, Jamal. Hopefully, you're still watching. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the comments now. And before I forget, if you haven't already, make sure you like this video and please subscribe. That would definitely help us out. Yeah, LA baby, LA baby. All right. Let's see. I guess we can kind of bring up football and hockey also. I don't know. What do you think? I don't really know much about the other sports either. How are the Kings doing in the hockey world?
Oh, they were in the playoffs. They got bounced. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least they made it, right? But
Are hockey
they got
playoffs
bounced.
over?
I don't really follow hockey like that, but
Yeah, hockey's not really too
whenever,
big in LA. I think it's because, well, for one, it's a very expensive sport to play, and
yeah,
pretty much everyone in California is living paycheck to paycheck. So it's a little hard to be able to afford like a $1,000 season for your 7-year-old to play every single year.
oh, bro,
So yeah,
yeah. I
for me,
mean,
it was like my kid asked me if he could play hockey when he was like 7 when I still lived in LA, and I'm like, I think we're gonna stick with the $90 baseball season, bud.
yeah, there you go.
And then later on, when he got older, I started investing in like better gloves. I bought him a glove for like $200. I got him a bat for like 250. That's
Yeah,
the kind of money that I want to invest in because a glove. How many like when you were playing baseball? How many seasons did you use your glove?
I mean, as much as I could.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Until it wears out. Whereas
yeah,
when you're getting hockey pads, it's like every year you gotta re up because they're not going to
yeah,
fit the following season.
yep, yep. True that. True that. Yeah. I mean, I'll follow if there's an LA team. I like all LA teams. If they're in the playoffs, then cool. Um, but my first passion was always basketball. So I am a diehard fucking Laker fan, and yeah, man, I'm ready, dude. Ten
Did you
o'clock.
play basketball?
I did, dude. I used to
All
play
five
with
seven of you?
I 5'8", bitch. Dude, I
My
used to
bad.
play with well, I don't know if you know any players, but I used to play with Gilbert Arenas, who used to play for the Washington Wizards. He
Mm.
went to the high school that I went to, and he would have pickup games during lunch, and holy shit, man, there was like crowds watching this dude dunk on
Yeah.
everybody. Yeah, man, it was crazy.
And this is before like anyone thought he was going to be anything big, right?
Mm, Well, yeah, he was like one of them, like in baseball. He was like a prospect, dude. Like everybody was
Oh,
looking at
okay.
him, and he ended up going to Arizona for college. I think he went like I want to say 2 3 years, and then he signed with the Wizards, man, with Washington.
That's pretty
So
dope, dude.
that's
I
pretty
actually
dope.
know a few
Yeah.
guys that got drafted by MLB teams. I know a guy that got drafted by the Braves. I know a guy that got drafted by the Reds, and I actually talked to him, my buddy that I used to play softball with, and I asked him if he wanted to come on the show and kind of just talk about his experience, like going through the draft and
Yo, that'd be sick.
waiting by the phone, like wondering who's going to call,
Yeah.
and I think that'd be kind of dope just to have
Yeah,
him on the
that'd be,
show and
hey
just
man, that'd be sick,
maybe
man.
we could do that in the off season, like after all the
Yeah.
fantasy stuff is over.
Yeah,
That'd be dope.
you gotta get a different perspective of the game, you know.
Yeah,
Pretty
so
cool.
this guy actually told me that he was the number one first base prospect for the Cincinnati Reds, and he actually came up through the system with Joey Votto. Joey Votto was
Oh
his
wow.
backup.
No way.
Yeah, he said that if he actually would have followed through, so he actually left early because he's an emotional guy and he couldn't be away from his
Mm,
family. He was married, he had a baby on the way already, and he said that he couldn't handle it anymore. But he said that he was the type of guy that was probably going to hit 40 home runs every season.
yo,
And honestly, I believe it because I
that's
used to play
crazy.
softball with this guy, and dude, this guy hit the ball harder than anyone I've ever seen in my life. So there
Wow.
was a park that I used to play at, Wilson Park in Torrance, California, and I hit the ball pretty hard myself. I'm not a small guy, so my home runs would just be sailing over like the left fielder's head or the left center fielder's head, and it would roll a little bit. This guy would hit it all the way over the next field over into the bushes. Like that's like our field plus another softball field plus like a little walkway where all the people are walking around the park, and then out like into the bushes next to the basketball building. Crazy, man,
That's
crazy.
insane.
And
That's
that's with a
insane.
softball
Holy
that doesn't
shit.
travel that far.
Yeah,
Crazy
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
man.
It's you got to hit that shit really hard for it to carry over the fence, dude, in the
Oh yeah.
outfield. That's crazy.
Yeah, I guarantee he
Insane,
was hitting
man.
it over 100 miles an hour. All right, that's enough of softball talk. Let's get into these two-star pitchers. So, usually we'll have like, I'll pick one and you pick one. Did you have one in mind that you wanted to talk about?
Dude, I have two, but I want to focus on one dude. Um because I don't know, man. Like even last season, I think he finished off the season pretty good. Um Dean Kramer. Is it Kramer or Creamer? I don't know. I hope I didn't pronounce that wrong. But he has a matchup against the Angels and at Toronto.
Ooh.
Both teams are kind of, you know, they're kind of struggling. Toronto, I feel like still hasn't really put it together. But the reason why I bring this dude up is because his last two starts, right? He beat Tampa and he beat Atlanta in Atlanta. All right, we're talking about two of the top offenses in the league. Two most likely are going to go in the playoffs and might go deep into the playoffs. Um, and he pitched really good against both of these guys, both of these teams. I'm sorry. Um, he's 4-1. His ERA is kind of shitty, 4.97. But the fact that he managed to get by these two teams that are like at the top of the list of good teams right now is really amazing because Baltimore, they're not per se a team that you think might can go deep into the playoffs. They might make the playoffs, but yo, like I know this dude from last season, and he was kind of up and down last season, but he had really good games, man. And I don't really have stats on the games from last season, but like it kind of surprised me that he was able to attack Tampa and Atlanta the way he did, man. And dude, he's got the Angels and Toronto. Like I could see him going 2-0 against these two teams.
Yeah, honestly, Toronto hasn't been like the powerhouse that I thought that they were going to be this season. They were actually my pick to go to the World Series this year, and it really doesn't look like it's going that way.
I mean, it's early, right?
It is early,
But it
but
looks bleak, man. Like you want
yeah,
to see these guys like
it's just they're
put,
in the
you
same
know, raking in
division as
runs,
the
bro.
Rays,
Yeah.
and being in the division with the Rays, it's got to be discouraging, you know. Being Dodger fans, we know what it's like to be on top of the world and know that we're probably going to make it to, or that we're definitely going to make it to the playoffs and we're probably going to make it to the World Series, and it's like teams like Toronto that have this all-star lineup. Like you look from like number 1 to 9 and they just look
They're
so
stacked.
freaking good,
They're
man.
stacked, man.
Yeah, and
They are
it's like
stacked.
little errors, little errors that are good. Yeah, you like that, Tony? You like that?
Fucking Tony likes it.
Oh, sorry, no one else can see that. Tony says, "Oh snap, the guns are out." Thumbs up, guns out, man. It's like 85 degrees out here in
Yo,
Philadelphia,
it's a
man.
fucking beautiful day today. Holy shit,
It,
man.
it's beautiful, it's clear, but it's a little too hot for me, man. I'm still that California boy that
Mid 70s,
I
baby.
like my mid 70s sunny, maybe overcast kind of weather.
Yep,
Like it's
yep.
not actually too hot over here. It's just the humidity, dude. Like right when I
Yeah,
walk
I feel
outside,
you.
I can already feel my head getting like sticky. And that's actually the reason why I'm not wearing a hat today. Usually I wear a hat, but today because the humidity is a little bit high,
Yeah.
I don't want my electric bill to go up, so I have it set at a modest like 74, But yeah, it's a little too warm for me. But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, man, but, I'm telling you, dude, this, Dean Kremer? What is it, Kramer? Help me out here.
I think it's Kramer. I mean, I
Kramer?
don't watch the
Like
Orioles
Kramer, like
broadcast,
Seinfeld
so I
Kramer?
don't know. Yeah, like
But, I
Kramer
mean,
from Seinfeld.
regardless, dude, I mean, the guy, the guy is dude, like, Tampa and Atlanta, man, come on. Come on, man, what are you doing? And you don't have, like, a great offense per se behind you, so that means that you if you're gonna win the game, your pitcher's got to be on point, and he was literally on point both games.
Yeah.
I think he went 6 innings both games, which is nowadays that's considered deep into the game, I guess.
So
Nope, nobody wants to go 7.
before these two starts, Dean Kramer had a 6.67 ERA. After the Braves, after he played against the Braves, he brought it down to a 5.80, and after he played against Tampa, he brought it down to a 4.97.
Yep,
Against Tampa, only allowed 4 hits. Against the Braves, he only allowed 6 and 1 earned run between both starts.
both
A
games.
couple
Yep,
walks in both starts, so that's not really good to see. You don't want to see walks, but only 2 is not so bad. 3 strikeouts against the Braves and 4 strikeouts against the Rays. So I'd like to
yep,
see that increase a little bit, especially in
yep,
today's game, because if these guys aren't getting strikeouts, and that means that they're allowing the balls to be put in play, whether it's soft contact or hard contact or whatever. And with
yep,
the shift being banned now, it's a little bit scary to see these ground ball pitchers.
yeah,
It's in the beginning of the season, I had my differences of opinion about Sandy Alcantara because he's been the type of pitcher that likes to put the ball in play a lot. He doesn't
yeah,
get a lot of strikeouts. Sometimes he'll go out there, he'll throw 6 innings with 9 Ks, 10 Ks, something like that. But it'll be against a team, like the White Sox that strike out a lot.
right,
But it's a little scary. You know, now that the shift has been banned, that these balls that used to be routine outs uh, are more than likely just going to be like, shot right through the infield. We've
right,
seen that, multiple occasions. And I think that's why the Red Sox and the Rays are doing so well, is because they're putting the ball in play and it's finding holes, it's
yeah,
finding gaps. And, guys like Justin Turner that usually have a 280 to 300 batting average, like those are the type of guys that are going to excel this season
yeah,
because they're going
definitely,
to get on base a lot, a lot more than even that they used to. Guys that put the ball in play a lot.
right,
That I think the game is kind of gearing more towards a small ball um, dynamic.
Yeah,
I
you
think
see that a lot more. I mean,
yeah.
you saw how who was it, KC, how they won yesterday with a bunt?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, dude. I don't know who it was. I think it was KC. I don't think it was Toronto. It was one of them. It was a blue team. But they won on a bunt, dude. Like, what?
Like a squeeze
I
play?
feel no, it was a bunt, and I guess it took a weird hop. The pitcher ran towards it to throw it at home, and he just couldn't glove it.
Oh,
And
damn.
yeah,
Wow.
dude, it was one on a fucking
It
bunt. It was
worked.
crazy. Yeah,
That's some
exactly.
good managing right there, man.
Yeah, like nobody's
It's like
expecting that.
that's the thing with managing baseball. It's like if you try something and it works, you look like a freaking genius. If you
Yep.
try something and it doesn't work, you look like a freaking idiot,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's nice to see that it actually came to fruition and it worked.
Yeah. It
I
was
like that.
crazy.
I kind
It
of
was,
like the small ball. It's like
yep.
more balls in play means more action
Yes.
rather than just kind of sitting around and waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
I'm
I
actually a
agree.
big fan of the pitch clock. I don't know your feelings about it if they've changed since the beginning of the season when they kind of initiated it in the first place.
Honestly, I don't notice it as much as I thought I would.
That's exactly what I thought too. It's like we're not
Yeah.
even gonna notice it,
Yeah,
like
and then you see like, oh shit, we're like in the seventh inning already, and you're like, damn, I haven't been sitting here that long, and we're already like pitching midway through the fucking game. It's
yeah, I was
crazy.
watching the Yankee game yesterday, and all of a sudden the announcer says, "Let's all stand for the seventh inning stretch," and I'm like, "Holy shit, it's the seventh
Yeah,
inning already!"
yeah,
Damn.
bro, it's crazy, and
Yeah,
I like that, man. I like, before when people would ask, do you watch like all the Dodger games? Like, you know what? I can't really sit through 3.5 hours, 3 hours of a baseball game. But now, like, 2 hours, I could probably do that.
you
I don't know
know,
about every day, but
I try to watch as many Dodger games as I can, and I also
yeah,
watch other teams, whenever I
yeah,
have time. But a lot of times when I'm watching the games, I'm on my phone or I'm on the computer and I'm doing my research for the podcast, or I have distractions. And
right.
now it kind of feels like when I have those distractions, I miss so much because the game just goes by so
It goes
fast.
fast. Yep, I agree, man.
All right. Well, let me get on to my two-star pitcher
Yeah,
that
what you
I
got?
have
What you
real
got,
quick.
man?
I actually have Josiah Gray as my pick for the two
Mm,
starts. So really, really good matchups. He has at Miami and then versus Detroit. Now, Detroit has been on a little bit of a surge lately. They've been scoring a decent amount of runs, but I still feel like Josiah Gray is the type of pitcher, especially the way he's been pitching lately, that he can definitely get through that lineup. Maybe not with ease, but yeah, I feel like I can trust him now.
yeah.
So let's see. Currently, this season he has a 2.96 ERA. Expected ERA is a little bit higher, 3.64, but that's okay. That's not that much higher. Walk percentage is at a 9.8. That's actually a career low for him. Strikeouts are a little bit down though, 20.6%. Down from last year from 23.7%. The hard hit rate is down 4 points from last year. His average exit velocity is actually the lowest of his career, also. So he's also inducing a lot of soft contact, a lot of balls on the ground. And guys just aren't barreling up the ball against him as they were in previous seasons. Last year, he had a 10.7 barrel percentage. This year, he's down to 6%. So
Mm.
I really like what I'm seeing from Josiah Gray. I, maybe this is like the
Ex
breakout.
Dodger.
Yeah, exactly. This is the breakout that we've been kind of waiting for since he
Yo,
broke
he
into the
he he
league.
kind of showed glimpses of that last season too, man. I mean, he wasn't as good. Like, I think he got rocked a lot, but
He was
there were
hurt
games where
last year, right?
not all season. I don't think. I think he did play a couple games. But like I feel like you're saying, like, this might be like his time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe he's finally getting it. He's 25
Yeah,
years old, so he's close. He's close to that age where, like, everything kind of just starts to click for him, especially because he got brought up at such a young age. But like I was saying, the ground ball percentage is at a 41%, up from 34% last year. So a lot of soft contact. The fly balls are down. Last season, he allowed 33% fly balls. This year, he's at a 26%. So I'm expecting good things from Josiah Gray, and he's actually on my watch list. If he has a bad start and someone ends up dropping him, I'm trying to pick this guy up right away.
Drop him.
I wonder who has him. I gotta take a look. But all right, so I'm gonna go through these 2-star pitchers for next week, and
Hey, you got a question on there. Somebody's asking a question about a trade.
All right, I sent out a trade for Soto and Giolito for Randy and Kirby. If he accepts, do I win that trade? I'm assuming you mean Randy Arozarena. If you want to
it's got to be.
Elaborate on that real quick. So
Randy
you sent
Johnson.
out a trade for Soto and Giolito. So are you receiving Soto and Giolito, and you're giving away Arozarena and Kirby? If you want to reply real quick to that. So Soto and Giolito and Arozarena and Kirby. Also, if you could let us know if it's a categories league or a points league, because that actually makes a lot of difference well.
Yeah, it does.
In a categories league, I want to say that I prefer Arozarena than Soto just for this season. I don't think Soto's power is there, and he's not really hitting the ball that hard. He's still hitting the ball somewhat hard, but Randy Arozarena hits home runs and he steals bases. So he says it's a points league.
Yeah.
So
he says he gets Soto.
League, if you're getting Soto and Giolito, I think that you're definitely winning that trade. Soto he has been very cold in the month of April, but if you look at his stats for May, he's actually hitting above 400. His on-base percentage is above 500. He has one home run. I think he has like 8 doubles. So in the month of May, he's starting to catch fire, and this could be the turnaround that we were waiting for Juan Soto for so long. We've been waiting since last year. Ever since he got traded to the Padres, he's just been kind of shitty. And it could be chemistry. It could be, he's just not used to playing in the National League West, coming from the East. Playing on the West Coast is completely different from playing on the East Coast, as we were just talking about earlier with, the humidity levels and temperature levels and stuff like that. And, sometimes it just takes a while for a player to kind of create that chemistry with the rest of the team, especially when you're playing with a hothead like Machado or Tatis, exactly. Those 3 guys on that team, if they can all kind of work well together, that is a crazy ass lineup that, in my opinion, could absolutely take their team to the World Series.
Dude, I still don't think that Soto has hit his peak, man.
No way. He's 25 years old. No way. His peak is not going to be reached for another 2 years, I think. And as it stands right now, he's probably like a 20 to 25 home run hitter. But when he hits his man strength years, I think he's probably going to be closer to like a 30 to 35 home run hitter. Not a lot of speed. He doesn't really run, but this guy gets on base so much, dude. He has the plate.
He don't strike out a lot too.
He has the plate discipline of like a Bryce Harper. These guys just walk so much, and when you combine that with a 300 plus batting average every season, in my opinion, he is a future Hall of Famer. Just seeing from like what I've seen already in MLB, even though he's been a little bit down in the month of April and end of last year, that's okay. There's a lot of hype about Juan Soto, and a lot of people don't really it gets to them in their head, emotionally or mentally. So maybe now that Tatis is back and Machado's there, he doesn't have so much pressure on him, because Tatis is the one that has all the pressure on him right now. Soto has already
because
been
of everything that's happened.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Maybe that's turning around. So yes, I would definitely take Juan Soto and Giolito over Randy Arozarena and Kirby.
But Kirby, bro, Kirby's dude. Like I don't know, man. I got Kirby on my squad, bro, and he's he's putting in some numbers, man, and he's young as hell too. Like he could be a potential, all star, like maybe this year. You know what I mean? And I think they brought him up. What was it last season,
Last
right?
season, I think last season was his
Yeah,
rookie year.
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, fuck, man, that's a to me that's a tough call. I don't know, man. Like I feel a little different about it because I mean I like Soto and everything that you said about Soto, you hit it right on the money, man. The guy has got potential, and he I guess he's the type of dude that will start off slow, but then he'll pick it up as the season goes. Um, but Randy's playing really good this season too, man. Like all around. It's not just hits. Like he's stealing bases, he's hitting home
Mhm.
runs, he's driving runs in. Kirby, you know, he might not look like an all-star pitcher now, but he's had starts where he's just pitching lights out. And I mean, and he's young, dude, and he's young. So
Yeah, so
I mean
this is the
I mean,
thing.
I can see it be like an even trade. Like Giolito to me, um, this season he's been kind of. I mean, I haven't really paid attention to him recently, but I know that the start of the season he was kind of like what the fuck happened to this guy? Like all star pitcher last season. What the fuck, right? And like I said, I haven't kept up with him, but I don't know, man. Something about Giolito don't sit right with me, man. Like he when he's
So
off, he's off. When
yeah.
he's great, he's fucking great. So it's like, what are you gonna get? You feel me? I don't know, man. That's just how I'm looking at it right now.
So let's look at it this way. Let's say George Kirby, okay? Let's say he has a start. I'm actually going to go to his last game log. It was against
He
the
just said
Rangers.
Randy hit a home run right now.
Did he? All right. So at the Rangers, he went
Shit.
7 innings, allowed 6 hits, and had 9 strikeouts. That's an amazing start for him. And then when he was facing Oakland, he went 7 innings, allowed 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 home run, 1 walk, and only 2 strikeouts. So 9 strikeouts against the Rangers is good, but they are a team that strikes out a lot, especially with guys like Joey Gallo on the team. Against the A's, another team that strikes out a lot, and he only got 2 strikeouts. That's not really like a red flag for me, but I feel like George Kirby has room to grow because 35 strikeouts and
Right.
44 innings pitched so
Yeah.
far. I feel like in a points league or a categories league, either one of those, you're going to be um sacrificing a few points on that end. If he's not going
I
to get
see
at
that.
least 1 strikeout per inning, a start that would be 30 points for him is probably going to be more like a 25. And then on the other side, you're getting Giolito, who's probably like he gets about 20 points every outing. He has high strikeouts, and even if he gives up a couple hits or a couple runs, it looks like George Kirby actually gives up a lot of hits. 6 hits, 7 hits, 4 hits, 3 hits, 6 hits, 5 hits, 9 hits. And that 9 hits was in 4 innings. So that was all the previous outings that he's had so far. So he does
Right.
give up a lot of contact. His ERA at 2.62, his expected ERA is 3.17, which is still great. A low threes
Yeah.
ERA. But if you look at Giolito, he has a 3.59 ERA with a 3.56 xERA. So I don't really see too much of a difference right there.
Yeah.
Giolito actually has a career low walk percentage, and his strikeout percentage is about the same as it is every year. And his average exit velocity allowed is only at an 87.8 right now, miles per hour. So honestly, I think I would go with the veteran in Giolito. Now, if we're talking Dynasty League or Keeper League, that's completely different. I would definitely go with Kirby
Right.
because he's a younger arm. He has room to grow. I think Giolito just is Giolito, and I don't think that he's going to change anytime soon. But what we've seen from Giolito is actually pretty damn good. So I'm actually more worried about his teammate Lance Lynn. But Giolito,
Mhm.
I could actually see Giolito getting traded before the deadline, the way that the White Sox are being are playing right now.
I
So
can see that.
there's a lot of teams out
Definitely.
there that would pay a lot for a guy like Giolito. You know, a guy that
Yeah.
strikes out a lot of batters, and you know, moving on from the White Sox actually wouldn't be the worst thing for him, just because I've seen what the White Sox do with their pitchers, and they just don't develop their pitchers very well.
Mm.
Look at Chris Sale. You know, look what Boston did to Chris Sale compared to when he was with the White Sox. You
Yeah.
know, Boston
Yeah.
just
I
changed
agree.
him into a completely different pitcher. You know, there's
Yeah. Look at Rodon. They had Rodon too. Carlos Rodon.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
All right, let's go back to it's Matt Dude. He had another offer. I got offered Yelich and Cease for Kershaw. What's your guys' opinion on that? I would go with Kershaw. I think Kershaw is actually the it's hard because I don't trust Kershaw to pitch more than 150 innings. I just don't like what I've been seeing from
Yeah.
Dylan Cease this season. I think that it's possible that Dylan Cease could turn it around, but what were we just saying about the White Sox? You know, just a minute
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Kershaw trying to solidify
And
his Hall of
I
Fame.
like Cease at the beginning of the season. At the beginning of the season, I thought Cease was gonna be that dude. Like, he can strike out a lot of guys, and man, like just total fucking 180, dude. I
Yeah,
don't know
I
what
don't
the
know.
fuck
Maybe
happened.
maybe he's dealing with something. Maybe he's injured and he's just kind of playing
Maybe.
through it like a lot of pitchers do. You know, I've actually
Yeah.
I've seen an interview with an MLB pitcher, and he said that out of all the seasons that he pitched, he was probably only healthy for about less than one full season. So these guys pitch through pain
That's
all the
crazy.
time, pitch through injuries all the time, and
Yeah. That's
they're
crazy.
gamers. You know.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Let's see what Tony
That's
says. In my opinion, Cease will end up with the same, if not more, points as Kershaw. It's possible, but only because Kershaw might have a couple IL stints in between. The way that Kershaw is pitching now, I actually wouldn't be surprised if he threw 180 innings with over 200 strikeouts. You know that's I'm
shit,
high on
man.
Kershaw. You know, whether I was a Dodger fan or not, I think that Kershaw was actually my pick to win the Cy Young last season when he was on that 1 year deal with the Dodgers, and then they gave him another 1 year deal, and I think he is one of the best pitchers of our generation, and I think a lot of people
Dude,
also think
he's
that.
putting
And
that
I
work,
think
man.
he
Fuck.
maybe he's finally figured out how to keep his back healthy. I'm hoping, and if he
Yeah.
has, great. Honestly, I would definitely take Kershaw. I think Yelich is
I want Kershaw all season. Oh my god.
yeah.
Washed. Washed.
I think Yelich is a
I'm
drop of a
sorry.
player.
I think he's washed, dude. Yeah, he hasn't put it together for the last what, 3 seasons
Yeah. Ever since the
after
MVP
being one
season, he
of.
just hasn't been the same.
Yep. It's like, what happened, dude? It's kinda, he had like that Bellinger effect, I don't know, but mine is the injury. I don't know, dude. It's weird, man, but yeah, like I think Kershaw, man, he's pitching as good as he has pitched in years, man, and I
He's
love
pitching
what I'm
like
seeing from Kershaw
vintage
right now.
Kershaw.
Yes,
Dude,
sir.
his velocity is still a little bit down, but that's okay because he's not a thrower. There's a big difference
Yeah.
between what we call throwers and pitchers. Pitchers
Yep.
hit their spots, they have good command, and they
Yep.
they mix in their breaking pitches to throw off the batters. That's what a
That
pitcher is.
12-6
And then
curve, man. He still
you got
got that shit.
throwers
Oh
out
my
there
god.
like a Noah Syndergaard that was a thrower, and that was fine when he was throwing 98 miles an hour. But now that he's throwing
Yeah.
93, you can't be a thrower anymore. You gotta start acting like a pitcher. You gotta
Yep.
pick your spots and throw your slider when it's the right time for it, and throw your
Yep.
changeup when it's the right time for it, and throw your cutter when it's the right time for it. But the problem is he just can't figure it out. And
Yeah.
I know we have a veteran like Barnes in the catcher role with the Dodgers, but he only catches maybe like twice a week.
Yeah.
It's mainly Will Smith up there, and Will Smith's a good hitter, but he's not really the best catcher. So
Right.
I feel like Will Smith is probably not the one that should be like controlling the game. It has to be the pitcher, and
Right.
Syndergaard just needs to learn how to pitch. Dodgers have a good pitching coach with forgetting his
Minor.
name.
Minor.
Who's that?
Prior.
Mark Pryor. There you go. I always go
Prior.
back to Rick
Yeah.
Honeycutt.
I don't know why. I was thinking Minor for some reason.
Mike Minor.
Yeah. I don't know why.
All right, so we
Prior.
got
Yeah.
sidetracked pretty good.
Yeah. Big
But
time.
I'm gonna go back to
I love the
Josiah
questions
Gray.
though, man. I love
Yeah,
the questions, man. Like this.
definitely
That's what I
love that.
like.
So going back to Josiah Gray, he has at Miami and versus Detroit, two really good matchups. The way that Josiah Gray's been pitching with his 2.96 ERA, 40 strikeouts in 45 innings, 134 WHIP. I think he's a really good option for a two-start stream next week.
I agree.
So we spent a lot of time going through, the comments. So I'm going to skip the rest of the two-start pitchers for next week, unless someone else has a question about any two-start pitchers. Go ahead and throw it in the comments. And before I forget, anyone that's watching, if you could please like this video and subscribe, that would be very helpful for us. We appreciate that. And now moving on to weekend streamers. So in the weekend streamers, we're going to do what we always do, and I'm going to go through Saturday streamers, and Javi, you're just going to give me a yes or no. If you want to elaborate on any one of them, you're more than welcome to, and I might throw a little tidbits kind of here and there. So if you're ready, Saturday streamers, we have
Let's
Alex
do it.
Faedo versus Seattle.
Is that Detroit, right?
Yeah.
No, I can't.
Okay. Hayden Wesneski at the Twins. Uh-oh. Did you freeze on me?
No. I'm
there
back.
you go. Did you give an answer?
Yep. Yeah, I said no.
Okay. All right. Trevor Williams versus the Mets.
No.
John Gray at the A's.
Yes.
JP Sears versus Texas.
Oakland, right?
Oakland.
At Texas?
At versus Texas. So it's at Oakland.
Oh man, he's been so up and down. I'm gonna say no.
Steven Matz at Boston.
Yeah, Mets has been pretty good.
Reed Detmers at Cleveland.
Man, I like Reed Detmers.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
Reed
yes.
Detmers is good.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes, too. Going back to Steven Matz, I'm actually going to say no because Boston's actually been hitting pretty hot. And I just don't trust him against that lineup that's just been getting on base like crazy lately.
Yeah.
So next we have Cal Quantrill versus the Angels.
Cal Quantrill has been very questionable to me.
Yeah. I think all Guardians pitchers have been.
Yeah.
Like, look at Bieber, man.
I wanna wait for McKenzie to come back. He's that dude, I think.
Yeah, I see McKenzie as kind of like he has like the same body type as Chris Sale though. So I feel like he's just gonna constantly be getting hurt throughout his career.
Yeah, it could be.
Dude, Chris Sale is 6'6" and he's 180 pounds. It's like he's skin and bones with like a little tiny bit of muscle. And I look at McKenzie, the same way. So I don't know.
What do they call him? The Slim Reaper?
Yeah, the Slim Reaper.
That's awesome.
All right, Roansy Contreras at Baltimore.
Yes, I like Roansy. He's dope, man. He's dope. I like
Tyler Wells versus Pittsburgh.
You know what? Wells has been pitching pretty good. I like that. I like that.
All right, Zach Greinke at Milwaukee.
No, Greinke's washed, man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Adrian Hauser versus KC.
Oh, Casey's horrible. I'm gonna say yes.
Brandon Bielak at the White Sox.
That's that dude from the Astros, right?
Yeah, rookie.
Who totally shit on me when I picked them up. Against who?
Against the White Sox at the White Sox.
Fuck yeah. Anybody
Good
against the
matchup,
White
really good
Sox.
matchup.
Yeah.
And your boy is coming up next that you've been waiting forever to come off the IL, Ranger Suarez.
Fucking Ranger.
Dude, this is a really tough matchup for him at Colorado.
It is at Colorado. I know. But I heard that he's been pitching pretty good on his rehabs. And I mean, if anybody needs a jump start in the pitching rotation right now, it's the damn Phillies. Their pitching rotation has been so up and down.
Yeah, they're using guys that shouldn't be in the rotation right now.
Yeah, I mean,
injuries.
aside from Nola and Wheeler, and maybe Walker, you're using these other dudes, and it's, man, I hope that, I'm Dodger fan, right? But I really hope that once Ranger comes back, he can kind of, I don't know, like set the stage for the rotation to kind of, you know what I mean? Like make itself better, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think the Phillies actually messed up with Matt Strahm, taking him out of the rotation and putting him in the bullpen. He was their best starting pitcher, for like 4 or 5 starts in a row.
Yeah.
And then they send him off to the bullpen. I think that was kind of I think that was a big mistake. But, maybe they want to limit his innings because he was a reliever last year. And they know that he's probably not going to be able to throw 150 innings. So limit his innings in the middle of the season or, beginning to middle of the season. And then maybe towards the end, he'll be a mainstay in the rotation. Yeah. And then next year, he'll be in the rotation, full time. So that's still waiting to be seen. Yeah. The last one for Saturday streamers is Ryan Feltner versus Philadelphia.
He's actually pitched pretty good, man.
At Colorado, though.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that pitches at Colorado is like a coin flip, man. Fuck, I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes.
All right, you're braver than I am because I would
say yes.
I know.
I'll take a leap of faith. Fuck it.
Against Bryce Harper and Trey Turner and Castellanos, that's hot. And
the only dude hitting there, the only guy really hitting right now, besides Harper, who just came back, and it looks like he just picked up right where he left off, is Castellanos.
Yeah.
Everybody else is kind of like,
Well, Baum is still putting the ball in play. He just has no power.
Yeah.
So he's the guy that's going to get a bunch of singles, maybe some doubles. Probably no more than 12 to 15 home runs max, Yeah. But that's okay. That's the type of guy that you want in the bottom of your lineup anyway, just to get on base, just to keep the rotation going.
Yeah.
All right. So Sunday streamers, we're gonna start with Tanner Bybee versus the Angels.
I like Bybee. I do. He's got a lot of potential, man.
Yeah. I agree.
And against the Angels, the Angels got a lineup, man. I mean, if he can show out against the Angels, shit, man. Like,
yeah,
you can see like the potential. So
yeah,
I'm gonna say yes.
Been catching fire lately.
I'm gonna say yes on that one.
Mike Trout and Ohtani. If you can get past those three and that lineup, and what's Mike Trout's twin's name?
Ward.
No, his twin, the outfielder. I think he's right field.
Shiitake.
He was on the Padres a few seasons ago, a couple seasons ago. Oh my god, this is so annoying. I can't.
Wow.
I can't stand
I remember we talked about this too, man. Like, I don't remember.
I am currently looking up right now. Hunter Renfroe. There you go.
Oh,
Mike Trout's twin.
Yeah. There you
go. Okay, next we have Jake Irvin versus the Mets.
That's Oakland.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I'd say no also.
Yeah, no.
Kyle Gibson versus Pittsburgh.
Ooh, Gibson's pitching pretty good too, man. And Pittsburgh's, I'm
Oh
gonna say
no,
yes.
I'm sorry. We have the wrong Irvin. We were thinking Cole Irvin. I think he's the one on the A's. Jake Irvin is actually on the Nationals. So Jake Irvin
Oh,
of the Nationals versus the Mets.
I would still say no.
Clark Schmidt versus Tampa Bay.
New York, right?
Yeah, Yankees.
No.
All right. Joey Wentz versus Seattle.
Shit. He actually had a good, decent game last game, right? I think. Damn. I'm gonna say no.
Versus Seattle. Seattle's not really batting too well. So it's like
Yeah. I don't. I
worst case
guess I don't.
scenario,
I don't
if
have enough.
Wentz is out there,
I don't have enough info on Wentz to be like yeah or no. You know what I mean? I'm kind
yeah,
of like
I
on the
kind of
fence
feel the
on that one.
same way. If I
Yeah.
had a little bit more, like if I were to go through every single starting pitcher that we're talking about right now, it would take a really long time. So
Yeah.
um, with going just with the unknown versus Seattle, it's a decent matchup because Seattle's not really hitting very well right now.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. Do your research.
Yeah.
If he had a couple good starts already, then go ahead and stream him. Why not? Luke Weaver versus the Marlins.
Mm. Shit. I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say no. Also, Luke
Yeah.
Weaver on the Reds now, and Cincinnati. It's at Cincinnati, and Cincinnati is it's definitely a hitter's ballpark, and
Yeah.
I don't want any part of that from someone that I don't really trust too much.
Yeah.
Braxton Garrett at the Reds.
Yeah. I like Garrett.
Yeah, I like
He's a
Garrett,
dog.
and the
I like
Reds
Garrett.
are, they're a very low productive team offensively.
Yeah.
So, Louis Varland versus the Cubs.
That's the dude they brought up from Minnesota, right?
Is it Minnesota? I'm gonna look
Yeah,
that
I
up.
think the Twins, I think.
Yes, Minnesota. I
Who are they
actually
playing?
versus the Cubs.
No.
I
No.
would start him. I like Varland. I think that he has amazing upside, and the Cubs, they have their runs here and there, but I think Louis Varland can kind of shut them down. He has potential, and if you're playing in a points league, I say yes, go ahead and do it. If you're playing in a categories league and you're worried about WHIP and ERA, I maybe not.
Mm.
He's probably only going to pitch 4 or 5 innings. So, he's
That's what
not.
sucks nowadays, man. Pitchers only going like 5, 6 innings. You're like,
Yeah, that's actually
see,
why in our league I put quality starts as like 3 points. Because I feel like these pitchers that go 6 innings should be rewarded for going
yeah,
6 innings.
yep, I agree, man.
All right, Jordan Lyles at Milwaukee.
Was that KC?
I don't know. Let's see. Yep, Casey. Yeah, you're good.
At Milwaukee? I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say no also.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Kyle
say no.
Freeland versus Philly. This is in Colorado.
Ooh, shit. Um, fuck. I don't know. I remember we talked about him. I don't know how many episodes ago, and he was on fire. I haven't kept up with Freeland lately, so I don't know how he's doing. If he's at home, I'm gonna say yes, just because of the sample size I had with him a couple weeks ago.
So last 3 outings, real quick. At
Hmm.
Pittsburgh, he went 7 innings, had 4 strikeouts, allowed 2 earned runs. In Milwaukee, versus Milwaukee, he went 5 innings, got the win with 5 strikeouts, no earned runs. And versus Arizona, went 6 innings, 3 strikeouts, 3 earned runs, and he did not get the win. He actually got the loss in that
That's
game.
not bad though.
That's not bad.
Nah, I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes.
Oh,
I
okay.
think I think I think Freeland's been one of their more consistent pitchers.
So
Out
the
in
start that
Colorado.
yeah, especially since Marquez is out.
Yeah.
So 4 starts ago, Kyle Freeland was at the Phillies and he allowed 3 3 runs in 6 innings, took the loss with 6 strikeouts. So this is
That's
in
still not
Colorado.
bad. That's still not bad.
Eh,
I mean, like I said, he's probably been their most consistent pitcher. Um, I I like him. Even if it's in Colorado. Um, yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
I'm going to say yes
I'm gonna
in
say yes.
points, no in categories. Andrew Heaney at Oakland.
Yeah, anybody against Oakland.
Drew Rucinski versus Texas.
Oakland, right?
I am going to look that up because I don't even know that name. Yep, Oakland. Damn, you are
Yep.
good.
Texas. I'm gonna say no.
Oh, we got Carlos on here.
What's up,
Yo, yo,
Carlo?
yo. Hey, I like that. I like that profile picture, Doug. I need to change mine. I don't even know
He,
what mine looks like.
he's
I
using them
think mine is like
pearly
a
whites.
Halloween picture, actually, from when I was like a witch doctor a couple seasons ago. I got my face makeup and everything.
You gotta update that shit, bro.
Yeah, I do. Oh, look, Tony came to save the day. I just didn't read it early enough.
He said Renfro.
He said Renfor. Learn how to spell, bro. Go back to kindergarten.
Renford.
Let's see. Next, we got Michael Wacha at the Dodgers.
Damn, Walker's been pitching pretty good, man.
Against the Dodgers? Crazy.
Fuck that. I'm gonna say no.
Thank you.
Represent.
Brandon Pfaadt at San Francisco.
Oh man, bounce back game. I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna say yes also.
Yeah, I feel like the first couple of games, the nerves kicking in, rookie coming up. He's one of them big prospect guys. I'm gonna say yeah against the Giants, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Giants are really like they're not a scary lineup,
Yeah.
So I'd
This
say
might
yes
be
also.
this might be the game that kind of breaks them out a little bit, like
And pitching in that
hopefully.
ballpark, that really big ballpark where it's not really easy to hit home runs, I think he'll do all right. Miles Michaelis at Boston.
Ooh, Michaelis is better than Matt's. And it's the Cardinals. I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna say no, just because like what I was saying earlier about
Boston.
ground ball pitchers. Michaelis is a ground ball pitcher. He's not a strikeout pitcher. So I understand that they have, Goldschmidt on first, and they have Arenado at third, and they have a really solid defensive infield, but still, it's like those ground ball pitchers are scary. And with Boston hitting as well as they have been lately, I think I'm going to say no on that one. All right, last one for Sunday streamers is Corey Kluber versus St. Louis.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Hell to the no.
I agree.
Kluber
All
is
right,
washed.
we only have about 10 minutes left, so try to go through this next segment real quick. So we're doing sell high pitchers. So you said you were going to give me a sell high pitcher.
Fucking A. Did I? I don't know. Shit, hold on. Caught me off guard. Shit. Well, you had a choice, right?
Well, I had a couple options that I put up there. I had actually two,
Shoot 'em.
Nathan Eovaldi and Eduardo Rodriguez. I feel like both of those pitchers are pitching above their heads right now, and their values are super high right now. Both of them are pitching like legit aces. They both have ERAs under 3. Both have more than a strikeout per inning. Definitely not in line with any of their previous seasons.
Damn, it's like
Let's
who
see.
do you trust more, right?
Either one of those, I think that you could sell high for. I think that
Yeah.
someone that I've actually been getting a lot of questions about both of these guys on Instagram, uh, fantasy wise, and more people have been asking about Eovaldi, if they should
Mhm,
trade him or if they should try to trade for him. And this is definitely my pick for the sell high pitcher. I
mhm.
think that a guy with a career 370 ERA, all of a sudden pitching like an ace, I just don't trust it, especially
Yeah,
at 33 years old.
yeah.
So I think I'm going to use Eovaldi as my sell high pitcher. Depending on what your needs are, if you need position player, it's hard to just like throw a name out there as to who you can kind of sell high for, but Eovaldi, um,
Um, it's a good question.
yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look at the list, but yeah,
Manoa.
definitely try to sell high on Eovaldi and Eduardo Rodriguez. A couple sell high hitters. I have Alex Verdugo that's been hitting like the prospect that everyone thought he was going to be.
Ex-Dodger.
Ex Dodger.
Fucking A.
Um, I just think that with Alex Verdugo, this is the player that he is. He's going to hit for a high average, good amount of singles and doubles. Not really a lot of speed, but that's okay. He gets on base a lot. It's just the back thing, man. He just gets hurt very
Yeah,
often.
he
So
does.
if you could sell high now while he's on this hot streak, um, I would go ahead and go for it. And pitchers are really hard to come by. So maybe you could sell Verdugo for, I don't know, a struggling pitcher like who's
Lance
struggling
Lynn.
right now, or
Lynn,
maybe like a rookie.
Manoa.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think
Manoa.
anyone would.
That's
Well,
not a bad. That's
maybe people would give up Manoa for Verdugo.
yeah. That's not a bad trade right
That's
now.
not a bad trade.
Honestly.
It really depends on how much people are going to trust Manoa.
Yeah.
And second sell high hitter, I have Nico Horner. Nico Horner is another one that he has good batting average and a decent amount of speed, but he's not really like a standout in any category. But he's hitting very well right now. So that's another sell high.
No.
Buy low pitcher, I have Chris Sale, Lance Lynn, and my favorite of this group is Julio Urias. Urias
Mm,
is not pitching like the second round pitcher that he should be right now.
yeah, I
So
agree.
if you can try to trade someone that you got possibly in like the 10th or 11th round and you can get Julio Urias out of it, I think that he's just in a little bit of a slump right now, but things will turn around. And, the Dodgers are really good about figuring out what's wrong with their
Yeah,
players
they
and
are.
turning things around. So Julio Urias is my favorite out of that group. Chris Sale is scary, 33 years old. We just talked about him being this 6'6", super
Yeah.
skinny,
Injuries, man.
injury
Injuries.
prone dude. Lance Lynn, I have high hopes for Lance Lynn. A lot of strikeouts still. A lot of the things for him just look exactly the same as they have been in previous seasons. It's just he's giving up a lot of hard contact kind of like sporadically throughout each game. So that means more home runs and more RBIs, and he has a career high walks this season. So that's another one that you could potentially buy low on. Um, and for hitters, I have now these are three top names. So you're not going to be able to buy like very low, but you could definitely all three of these guys are first round caliber players. That's Trey Turner, Juan Soto, and Austin Riley. All three of those guys have been struggling, except for Juan Soto. He's kind of turned things around in May. So you're probably going to get rejected on any trade for Juan Soto right now. But Trey Turner, only batting about 260 right now. He's not really doing much.
Dude, everybody at work tells me like, "Hey, man, I thought we were getting something good." I'm like, "Dude,
Just wait.
wait,
Trust the
wait,
process,
man,
right? Trust the
wait.
process.
This guy's he's got everything, man. Just give it some time."
Yeah, especially batting in Philly, where the air
Yeah.
is a little bit thinner than
Yep.
in LA. So he should be fine for
He'll
like,
be all right.
15 home runs and probably 35 stolen bases.
Yeah.
Uh, and he has a really good batting average and on base percentage every season also. Uh, so Trey Turner and Austin Riley. Austin Riley's kind of been like a little bit down this season also. But it was a little bit colder this year than most, and now that the weather's starting to warm up, I expect a lot of these players to kind of start coming around.
Right.
Baseball is a type of sport that you just play better when the weather's a little bit
The
warmer.
weather. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, yeah, Austin Riley, and that's actually a big one. I think because third base is so shallow this season. So, if you could buy Austin Riley, go ahead and go for it. All right. So, last segment that we have is right here. Is he legit or nah? And our player is going to be
Casey.
where is my paper? Casey Schmidt from the San Francisco Giants, the Giants. Just kidding. For
You're
any Giants
terrible.
fans out
You're
there.
terrible.
All right, so Casey, Casey Schmidt. Actually, I spelled his name wrong. Oops. I put a D in there, so he does not have a D. It's Schmitt. Only 24 years old. And this guy is just banging. He's only played in 3 games so far, but he already has 2 home runs, 4 RBI, only struck out once, a 667 batting average. So I like what I'm seeing from Casey Schmidt. Let's see minor league numbers if they're kind of on track. Let's see batting average. The last few seasons, he's actually been hitting either close to or above 300. So that's really good to see. Home runs, he had 21 home runs in 2022. And so far this season, he had 1 home run in 2023 with the River Cats, the minor league team, and 2 so far with the big club in the Giants. So it looks like this guy could actually be for real. Let's see. StatCast has his average exit velocity at 92.6. That is elite. His hardest hit ball this season was 111.6 miles per hour. Launch angle is not so good. He has a 5.5 launch angle, but this is only over a 3-game stretch. So that could increase. It probably is going to increase considering he already has 2 home runs. Hitting in San Francisco, it's definitely going to have to increase a bit. And like I said, he only has 1 strikeout. So 1 strikeout in 3 games. Good plate discipline. His expected batting average at 531, expected slug at 1.061. He has a 2000 OPS right now. So I believe he's eligible at third base, possibly first base, and they've been playing him at shortstop lately since Brandon Crawford's been on the shelf.
Okay.
And he should be getting shortstop eligibility soon. So if you need a third baseman, definitely pick up Casey Schmidt. And if you have any struggling third baseman that is towards like the end of your draft that you picked them up, I wouldn't mind dropping like possibly an Alec Boehm for Casey Schmidt. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Jose Miranda.
Who's oh yeah, well Miranda got sent back down to NA
Oh shit.
AAA. So
Damn.
yeah, unfortunately for him, but he's on my watch list also. So once he comes back, I would actually like to pick him back up because he was touted as a top prospect also.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, is he legit or not? I'm gonna go ahead and say yeah. I think Casey Schmidt is legit. I think the power is legit. I think the batting average is legit. Not the 667 batting average he has, but probably close to like a 275 ish with some decent power. And he's really young, 24 years old.
Yeah.
He's a big dude, 6'2", 215 pounds. Yeah.
I'm out on the jury on that because I don't really. I mean, I don't really know him like that.
I still think
I
that
think I still need a bigger sample size just to kind of get a better grasp on um on him as a player. But I mean, from what you're saying, like one strikeout in 3 games, that plate discipline is there.
well, he's also been swinging a lot, which is why he has a 667 batting average. So maybe he just hasn't had um, the opportunities to strike out because he keeps on
Mm,
just hitting the ball. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
We'll see. I don't know his chase rate. I guess I should actually look that up because
Mm.
earlier in the count, if he's chasing balls, and that's also kind of a bad sign. But I'm going to go ahead and say pick this guy up. Don't drop anyone that's worth keeping. Anyone that's like maybe going through a slump. But if you have extra room that you wouldn't mind dropping a different player for him, give it a try. He could be this year's rookie of the year. You never know.
Mm.
I'm hoping for James Outman,
I
but
I just think I just think it's funny that you said D banging and balls all in the same fucking thing.
wait, what did I say?
'Cause you said you misspelled his name, right? There's a D in it. And then you started saying that he's banging and then balls, and I was like, "Dude, what the fuck are we doing?" No,
Yeah, man. You
I'm
know,
fucking with you.
I like talking about
No.
balls. What can I say? All right. Tony says, "Learn to spell, Will." I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about the "na"
The
part? Because I
Schmidt,
didn't put a
the
H
Schmidt,
at the
the
end? Is
Schmidt,
that
bruh.
or
The
are
Schmidt,
you talking
yeah,
about Schmidt?
the
Oh,
D,
that's what you're talking
the
about. Oh.
D.
All right, Tony, we're gonna have some words later. All right, man. All
Fucking
right, so it's
Tony.
Matt Dude asked another question. I move Ketel Marte and Disclafani for Aaron Nola and Jazz Chisholm. I like that. I like
Yes,
that a lot.
yes.
I think Aaron Nola has a lot more in the tank than what
He
he's
he
shown.
he's been a little iffy this season, man,
Yeah,
but
but he always is.
he could definitely turn it around.
But
Jazz, the injury thing with him, and he's kind of in a slump right now.
the thing is, Ketel Marte has the same injury concern.
Yeah,
So
that
which one
you
has
can
the
kind of
higher
put them in the
ceiling?
same. They're like the same, bro.
I
It's
see
crazy.
Jazz as like a potential superstar. I don't really see Ketel Marte as a potential superstar. So
Right, right,
I'd like
definitely.
to,
Well, he's on the cover of MLB The Show, bro.
yeah,
Shit.
yeah. That worked out so well for Puig, right?
Yeah.
Ba-doom.
Yeah, you're right about that.
All right, guys. I think that does it for our show today. We are at the 1 hour and almost 8 minutes. So I'm not going to waste any more of Javi's precious time because I know he has to go to work soon. Unfortunately,
I'm about to watch the Dodgers kick some ass today, baby.
yeah.
And then I'll go Mimi's time.
Did the game start already?
Nah, it's at 10, dude.
So you get to watch
So
like a half hour of it before you get to work.
I'm
Oh
not
no, you
working
said you were
today.
off
Hell
tomorrow.
no, bro. I'm gonna be up till like midnight tonight.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, the wife usually goes to sleep before 10, so I'll
Yeah.
be able to watch the game. She doesn't let me watch it upstairs though. That means I gotta lay on the couch downstairs and watch it, which is fine. Sometimes I get a little sleepy when I'm on the
What
couch.
are Dodgers? Who are they playing this series?
Padres.
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
Let's go, baby.
that's right.
Let's go.
Hopefully, Juan Succo doesn't play too good. I actually got that from the CBS podcast guys. I don't know if you
Yeah.
listen to the CBS fantasy baseball podcast, but I
Mhm.
um I actually get a lot of my information from them. So I don't really
That's
like
not
to try to
wrong.
steal information, but I like to get it all in my head so that way when I'm
Yeah,
doing
I
my
feel you.
notes, I can kind of like put it all together also. All right.
Definitely.
So if you haven't already, please like this episode and subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate that. Coming up on Monday, we have Carla Baseball and Ernie Orange doing their
The
MLB baseball
all news,
podcast,
baby.
all news, and
All news all
everything
day.
that's going around in the league. And yeah, that pretty much does it. So we appreciate you guys. I am Will Power, and this was Javi the Commish, and we are signing out. Thank you guys. See
Peace.
you later.